The Truth Filter. It's July 4th, the 250th anniversary of the American Republic. Welcome to YesToHellWith.com. Today, let us imagine something impossible. Imagine hearing all congressmen, senators, judges, justices, all officials, to include the president, speaking to the American people as if they were being heard as one voice through a truth filter. These representatives and officials' words converted into what they truly know but never say. So the result is that we do not hear their talking points, their politics, their business as usual. No, we hear what they will never tell us for obvious reasons. This is what we would hear this July 4th, 2026. My fellow Americans, happy birthday to the United States of America. Today, you celebrate the birth of the American Republic. You wave your flags. You watch your fireworks and gather with your families. I, on the other hand, celebrate something entirely different. I celebrate the fact that you still believe I am preserving the American Republic. I am not. I am preserving the institution that preserves me in my position and my power. I entered office believing I would defend liberty. That belief lasted until I discovered how rewarding the institution could be. The title, prestige, staff, travel, influence, the possibility of higher office. Those things quietly replaced my former mission. The Constitution became something I quoted, not something that restrained me. I rarely master the legislation that I vote upon. I don't have to. Committees summarize it, staff explains it, lobbyists influence it, leadership tells me how to vote. Thousands of pages become law. My signature and vote is enough. Your obedience is expected. That arrangement has served me very well. Each year I enlarge the machinery just enough so that you scarcely notice. More regulations, another agency, more reporting requirements, another permit, another license. Nothing dramatic, nothing revolutionary, just enough to normalize a little less liberty than you enjoyed the year before. You ask how government became this large. I ask why you even allowed it. The power to stop the growth of government has always belonged to you, not to me or Congress or the courts, to the people. That has never frightened me because I understand the American people. Give them two political parties and they will fight each other instead of questioning the system. Give them personalities and they will forget principles. Give them endless political entertainment and they will mistake it for self-government. By the time they realize the machinery has grown beyond recognition, they have already adapted to it. Many of you now depend upon the very system that steadily reduces your independence, and you call that security. Your forefathers called it dependence. The founders never intended that you would become a common mass. They envisioned independent citizens capable of governing themselves. Chief Justice Marshall reminded the nation in McCulloch versus Maryland that this government derived its authority from the people, not bureaucracies, agencies, not from an administrative state, but from the people. Yet somewhere along the way, you surrendered that position. You no longer behave as a nation of self-governing citizens. You have become a common mass that complies before it questions, a common mass that obeys before it investigates, a common mass that measures freedom by the benefits received rather than the liberty retained. You register, report, renew, apply, you ask for permission, and then you call that freedom. The greatest irony is that you still possess the authority to restore the American Republic. You simply no longer believe that you do. And that realization has made governing you remarkably easy. The common mass no longer recognizes itself. You see, your letters reach my office, and I know many of you have spent years studying before writing them. You ask about authority, jurisdiction, constitutional limits, taxation. I rarely answer the questions you actually pose. I don't need to. Common mass. A form letter is usually enough. A referral to another office works even better. Eventually, bureaucracy exhausts you. Discouragement succeeds where force is unnecessary. That preserves the institution. It preserves me in my position and power. Every year, more Americans are investigated, prosecuted, convicted, imprisoned. Some deserve it, some do not. That distinction matters less to me than to you. And if you can imagine, I understand the process producing something valuable: fear. Fear encourages compliance. Compliance preserves stability. Stability preserves our authority. I know America imprisons more people than any nation on earth. I know families are destroyed, businesses disappear, reputations never recover. I know innocent people sometimes become casualties of the machinery. Yet the machinery continues because it serves those who operate it far better than those subjected to it. Only one thing concerns me: an educated citizen, one who understands history instead of slogans, the Constitution instead of campaign speeches, authority instead of assumptions, jurisdiction instead of assertions. One citizen like that asks better questions. A million citizens like that can change history. Fortunately, very few choose that path. Tomorrow morning, the celebration of July 4th ends. You will return to work, renew your licenses, file your forms, pay your taxes, comply with rules you never voted upon and regulations you have never read. Then you begin preparing for the next election, convinced that another politician will repair what the institution itself continues to produce. The grievances presented at tothepresidentoftheunitedstates.com exceed those that moved the colonists to separate from King George III. The difference is not the availability of a solution, it is the willingness to embrace one. Comfort has become preferable to you than responsibility. Convenience has become preferable to liberty. That is why I remain confident and in position and powerful. So enjoy the fireworks, celebrate the Republic, honor the founders. Just remember, the Republic was never lost because government became too powerful. It was lost because free people slowly accepted the becoming of a common mass and eventually forgot they were ever meant to be anything else. So happy birthday, America. Now that is the message of the collective voice of the political class. And as always, may truth reign supreme.